Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Good morning to all our New City friends. This morning, we are going to have a live interview to continue the series of interviews we are doing in New City. Today, or this morning, we have with us JR Santiago. Gusto ko munang ipakilala sa inyo kung ano yung New City. Marahil meron sa inyo na hindi pa nakakaalam kung ano ang New City. So allow me to present to you New City in a very short video that we have prepared.
Are you tired of the anger in today's society? Of the divide that's hard to mend? Well, don't worry, you're not alone. Because there are so many people out there who are actually working to help make humanity closer. And we at New City Press Philippines offer a platform for true dialogue. The Focolari movement, founded by Kara Lubig, inspires the work of New City in promoting the unity of the human family. As Jesus prayed, Father, may all be one. First issued in June of 1966, today New City publishes a variety of books and 10 issues of New City magazine each year, with award-winning articles on some of today's most challenging topics, whether about the abuse crisis, the economy, ecology, and more. New City magazine readers, friends, and supporters come from various faith, cultural, and political backgrounds. New City gives an avenue for all perspectives to be represented and conveys hope that a real city and community of people could live together in friendship and cooperation. New City highlights the positive impact made by ordinary and extraordinary people who have accepted the challenge of bringing unity into their families, cities, and workplaces. And if you wish to join us in our mission to spread the culture of unity, you can support us by subscribing to New City. It's simple to find us. You can visit our website at newcityph.net.
So yun ang New City, no? Encapsulized sa isang short video presentation. I hope na-capture ninyo kung anong gustong i-promote ng New City. Kaya nga ngayong umaga, inimbita natin si JR Santiago na kaibigan din ng New City na nagsusupport din siya sa cause ng New City. Ngayong umaga, gusto natin siyang kilalanin o ang New City gustong ipakilala sa ating mga kaibigan kung sino si JR Santiago at kung ano yung kanyang mga advocacies. But siguro bago natin tanungin si JR kung ano yung mga ginagawa niya, siguro briefly JR, kung okay lang sa'yo, paki-present mo naman paki-introduce mo naman yung sarili mo sa ating mga New City friends para hindi ka stranger sa kanila. Pwede ba?
Pwede. No? So first of all, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat, sa ating nakikinig, and sa'yo, Romeo, of course. No? Good morning. Siguro a little bit of introduction of myself. No? I'm a husband, no? to Luan. We've been married for 12 years now. No? Time flies so fast when you're having fun. And then I'm a father also to an 8-year-old, Zoe Francesca. She's now in 3rd grade. She actually has an online class in the next room right now. And I'm also an advocate. I advocate a lot of things. But professionally, I am actually in the education technology industry right now. But I see it as a mission to change lives. Because I work for an online university, hotel university, and we want to provide access to education sa mga nangangailangan talaga. Very affordable and very flexible. So that's work. But before that, I was in government for a long time. I used to be Assistant Secretary at the Presidential Communications Operations Office, but let me clarify. I was with the Pinoy administration, so that was between 2010 to 2016. Then I also worked for the Development Academy of the Philippines because I wanted to pay it forward, no? Ituro sa iba yung natutunan ko sa Malacanang ng 6 na taon. But then I left and I went to sa the Otal University now. Personally, I have a lot of hobbies and a lot of interests: reading, watching K-drama, listening to K-pop, reading books, biographies, really. And I have 2 cats and a dog. Siguro yun na lang muna. Baka humaba pa pag kinuwento kong bawat aspeto ng buhay. Pero yan, I hope you got a glimpse of who I am with that brief introduction.
Oo, maraming salamat. At least at nakilala ka ng konti ng ating mga New City friends. Alam mo, ang dami kasing nag-follow sa atin, not only sa ating website, but lalo na sa ating Facebook, sa YouTube channel, sa Instagram, sa Twitter. So mas maganda talaga na makilala kung sino yung kinakausap natin, di ba? Yes. So, ito yung unang tanong ko sa iyo, no? Kasi I have been following you for some time now, and talagang for me personally, as the managing director of New City Press, nakikita ko yung potentials ng mga ginagawa mo. At gusto namin i-promote ito sa New City. Siguro ito rin yung isang importanteng reason kung bakit I was convinced, no, na interviewin kita, dahil may mga bagay na pinopromote mo as your advocacy, no, na gusto naming makilala, malaman ng mga tao na to follow sa atin. Kasi parang it resonates very well sa mga ginagawa namin at ipinopromote namin sa New City. So, the first question would be, what are your advocacies sa social media? Pwede mo share sa atin?
Sure. I'll give you 3 of the most things that keep me busy lately. Number 1 is I'm a fierce advocate for I'm a fierce advocate for servant leadership and earning your leadership. I wanted to break the mindset na being a leader means telling people what to do.
Yes.
Because leadership really is helping people become better.
Okay.
And it's their responsibility. And actually, I came across this advocacy by accident.
Okay.
Like, when I gave a talk a couple of weeks ago sa New City Day, no?
That's true.
It started with a post at 2 a.m. in the morning, June 6, 2020.
Yeah.
So we were at the thick of the pandemic. No one was allowed to go out. Everyone was anxious and scared. We didn't know what's going to happen. And, that night, I felt like I wanted to say something, especially to people who work in government, the young people in government. Because I've been there. I used to be a young person in government. I know what it's like when there's a crisis and everyone is looking to you. And everyone expects that you do the best job or you don't make a mistake. But being humans, you will. And being part of the hierarchy, sometimes you just follow orders. And I felt that they were being given too much pressure because nobody really knew what was supposed to be done. They were just technically winging it, trying to follow what they had to do. And I wanted to assure them that despite the criticism, despite all these complaints, I understand where you're coming from, and you'll be okay. Yeah. And here are some notes I'd like to share with you. Dear young person in government. So I ended up writing 16 paragraphs, I think. Very long, no? And then I posted it at 2 a.m. Then after that, I slept because I just really had something to say. And then I woke up, and I was so surprised that it was shared thousands of times. And people were sending me messages through DM on the post itself saying, thank you so much. You encapsulated what we're feeling, and thank you for letting us know that you understand. Um, and then up to date, to date, yata, it's been shared about 37,000 times, and and it's still growing, no? And I'm happy it's being shared. And meron na rin iba-ibang versions
Yeah.
na kumakalat, no? Meron ako nakita, dear person in government who's been there for a while. So may mga ganun na. So that made me realize that I had something to say and that people would listen. So I said, what's the best advocacy I can do? Being in government, I really wanted to change how leadership is perceived. Because in government, Rome, no? Alam mo, I'm sure you know,
Yeah.
very hierarchical dyan.
Yeah.
Whatever the director, the ASEC, the USEC, the secretary, the elected official says goes. But for me, I didn't want to really change the entire system because it's impossible to do that by posting. But for me, it's really changing the mindset of leaders.
Yeah.
Not really the followers, it's really the leaders. I wanted to tell them, hey, leadership is responsibility. It's not a piece of paper you earn that after that you can just tell people what to do. No, it's actually listening. It's actually helping people. It's not about you, right? It's about the people you lead. So I've been posting, that, those types of quotes and those comments. For example, a good leader wishes to serve, while a bad leader only wants to be served. And then I share my thoughts. And I've been very fortunate and lucky that it has resonated with people. So every day, a couple of hundred people share it. Hundreds of people like it. And I like that it gets spread around. And I get feedback. Meron nagpapadala message, thank you for posting this. I was about to quit my job in government, or I was about to quit my job. But you made me realize that I can do so much more. You inspired me to be better. So things like those. So that's my advocacy for servant leadership, to change the mindset of leaders that is really about those you lead. It's about helping them. It's about creating more leaders, not just having more power or authority. And I hope nga, little bit by bit, sana, merong mga na-inspire magbago or ma-inspire na kapag naging leader na sila, gano'n ang gagawin nila. So that's one. I'm very passionate about that. Especially now, in these times, we need leaders who are really good and servant leaders. The second one naman, which I'm also very, very passionate about, are my advocacy for involved parenthood for dads. So in 2015, I started the advocacy community. Ano pa lang yun, I was a year into fatherhood. And I wanted to build a resource or a website where dads can go and say, oh, this is how to change diapers. This is the best formula. This is how to do this. This is how to do that. But Rome, alam mo, na-realize ko, 2015 yun, diba? I was only a year into fatherhood. A little bit of humble pie. I said, what do I know? I've been into fatherhood 1 year and I was just winging it as well. So I was stuck. Parang what do I share? So I only started sharing with articles, things like that. Nakukuha mo from other outside sources. But it hit me, especially with my experience with the Focolare movement. It's really the stories and the experience that have power. Have the power to teach us. Because you see that people go through it and you learn. You learn from their mistakes. And of course, you learn from their success.
Of course.
So I realized, why don't I do that? Why don't I allow dads to share experiences? And then let other dads take what they can from these experiences. So, alam mo, ang funny, Rome, nung na-realize ko to, sinasabi ko, I'm gonna do that. Like a couple of days after, there was this dad who follows me on Facebook and Instagram, yung Dadvocacy community already. And he sent me a photo of him and his kids in the swimming pool during summer. And he said, I just wanted to share this photo of me and my kids. And I just wanted to say that, for me, summertime is the best time because I get to spend more time with my kids because they don't have school. So that was my first post. So it came, providentially. Parang, I was looking for that, biglang may nag-send lang. And that was the first ever post. And then another dad sent, and then another, and another. And now I have close to 400 dads that I have featured. Telling their stories. I have single dads. I have dads who are widowers. I also have dads who have multiple kids. I have dads who are just new dads, and they just want to share. No? And one of the things we learn from each other is, the experience, what they go through is also the same things we go through. And apart from learning, what makes us feel really good is that we are not alone. Diba? We feel that we're not alone. Pinagdadaanan din pala niya yung pinagdaanan ko before. So it's sort of, feeling of community.
Yeah.
That, kasi diba, Rome, there are a lot of mom groups. Sobrang dami.
Yeah.
In events, I would end up being the sole dad in a sea of moms. So it was a good avenue for dads to tell their stories.
Yes.
And share. One of the best advices I've received, because I also learn every day. I love it. I learn. Yes, there's a dad of teenagers, and he said, "You know what? You're the type of dad you are when they were young, and when they are teenagers, it's going to be different. So grow with it." So it's like, wow, that's a new perspective. Sometimes you feel like you just have to be a certain kind of dad, and then that's it. And then you realize you're also growing with your kids, right? You don't have to have all the answers right away, and you don't have to have everything sorted out, and they will help you grow. So that's what I do. Apart from featuring dads, I also give advice now because I'm already 8 years into fatherhood. So meron akong konting advice. And then other dads also give advice. So yun yung naging avenue, the advocacy community, to share our stories. But a couple of dads and I, na mga may advocacies involved parenthood, realize that there are things that you really cannot talk about openly on social media or in public. Diba? Kasi, so we wanted to create a safe space that's non-toxic, safe, and no judgment zone, where dads can just talk about anything, their problems, what they go through, their challenges, and then hopefully we get to advise each other and learn. And then it's also a place where we can also learn. People ask. So what we did was we created this private Facebook group called Dad Tribe PH. And most of the members of the advocacy andun din naman. So this is where we talk about the more sensitive stuff. Like for example, we talk about infidelity here. We even talk about kids coming out as gay, things like that. What would you do? Or for example, when dads feel like they're inadequate because they're not earning enough or they're not able to provide a good life, what advice would you give to help me get through this? Things like that. So, and I've been very happy when someone asks or someone asks for advice. The thread is so long. Because dads are so willing to share. And it can be as mundane as what's the best diaper. And you'll see, when they're 3 to 6 months, use this. When they're 1 year old, use this. So it has become a resource. My original dream. My original dream. Yes.
Maganda yung dating niya kasi it's interactive. It's not just you posting, you saying something, pero nai-involve din sila, di ba?
And it's by dads and it's for dads. So we help each other. And then we also, even on Fridays, we allow them to sell stuff. So it's a marketplace, for them to earn extra income, or if they want to promote anything, we allow them to do that. So it's also a place where also people can get jobs. Sometimes, hey, I'm unemployed. Is anyone here hiring? Can you help me? And sometimes we get to facilitate that, inter-job interviews and stuff. So it's really dads helping each other. I find it also funny that some moms who know about it are trying to join. But of course, we say no. This is exclusively for dads. Because there was this one mom who actually sent me a message. Can I join? Because I really want to understand my husband.
Wow. Maganda, alam mo yung pumasok sa isip ko. Kasi, of course, dadvocacy, concerning yung mga dads. Pero, di ba meron tayong mga tinatawag na mapa? Remember the song? SB19, yung mapa. Merong, yung mga single mom na who acts
as a dad.
As mom, and as dad at the same time. So siguro, I do not know kung saan dadalhin itong advocacy mo na to. Of course, it cannot just be inclusive for the dads because there are moms out there who are actually acting and living and doing everything like a dad would do, di ba?
Exactly. Like that's why in the advocacy also, whenever I greet everyone a happy Father's Day, I always include Happy Father's Day to all the dads and the single moms out there. But don't worry, Rome, I will come up with something for single. Kasi dumadami na yung gustong sumali na babae. And syempre, of course, no,
Yes, of
we
course.
assure confidential. Pero who knows, I can come up with a single mom group to also give them insights on how it's like to be a dad. No? Yeah, I mean, so yeah, so it's been growing. Like in that advocacy on Facebook, I have about 3,800 members. In Instagram, about 1,700, and then in Dad Tribe, we're already 1,700. No? So it's good that we get to touch, you know, thousands of people. Every day.
Kasi,
no?
tingnan mo kung nag-reach na kayo ng 700, yung ganun, or even if we say mga 500 lang yung mga talagang active na nagpa-follow, nagko-contribute. Pero tingnan mo, ikaw meron kang isang anak. Yung isa siguro merong 2, 3. Yung isa merong 4. No? Yung isa, who knows, meron pang adopted dyan. So, buong pamilya din ang nai-impluwensyahan, di ba?
Exactly.
Kung ano yung naibibigay mo sa isang dad na merong anak na isa, it can also have a repercussion sa isang dad na merong 4 na anak. So, hindi lang yung 400 na ang nai-impluwensyahan, kung hindi yung buong pamilya ng mga dads na connected together. And it's very enriching with their experiences for sure.
Actually, Rumed, that's the main reason why. No? Because in that advocacy, ang motto ko dyan, ang tagline namin is, involved fathers, happier children.
Yes.
Because you know, there have been countless studies that show that when dads are involved, kids do better. Kids are happier. And of course, for your partner and your wife as well.
Of course.
Because parenting is a team sport. And being 50% of that team, you have to put in the work. So, apart from, of course, sharing, you know, parenting duties and helping our wives get some rest, it's really an experience. And like my wife and I, Luan and I enjoy parenthood. You know? And I love it that we're partners. And, you know, and you're right, you know, this is really for the family, not just for the dads. Because we want to be better dads for our families, not just for ourselves. Because it's really about them. No, so tama, yeah, you're right. Absolutely, I agree that even though our members are just dads, no, it's really the families we are touching. No?
So you have advocacy of leadership and dad, and the third?
The third is, ito medyo bago lang, kasi like especially in this pandemic, no, there are times when you put so much pressure on ourselves. Like for example, I have to be productive. I have to come up with something. Diba? A lot of people have discovered things they can do during this pandemic, and then they share it. And then some people think, oh no, I have to. I also have to come up with something. I also have to have a breakthrough. And then my advocacy now is really self-love and self-care. Telling them, you know what, it's okay. Even if you don't have that breakthrough, it's okay. No? And you have value. You are worth it. And you matter. Right? And in this pandemic, even if all you did was just really survive, that's an achievement already. So me, it's more of telling people that you matter. Your opinions matter. Speak out or speak your truth. Express your emotions. Tell people how you feel. And that is part of self-love. And also resting. Like we don't always have to be very busy. We don't always have to burn ourselves out. So again, we cannot pour from an empty cup, right? So it's just reminders, you know, here and there, sometimes I post, to tell people it's okay to rest. It's okay to make mistakes. Important is the lesson. You know? Don't focus on the mistake, focus on the lesson. And then take time to listen to what you feel. Don't conform to what others expect from you. Be yourself. Things like that. No? So I dabble into that now. So I usually do that also on Twitter and on Instagram, you know, to help people feel that you don't have to keep up with everyone. The only competition you have is with yourself. The goal here is just to be better every day. It's not medals, trophies, or certificates. It's just to be a better, kinder human being every day. So yeah, that's the third one. Medyo bago siya, pero I'm also enjoying it. Nakakapagod pero okay lang. As I said nga, no, with all these advocacies I have, and we touched on this already, Romano, even if I get to touch one person a day, even if not hundreds, that's all worth it. No?
Yeah.
So
Of
those
course,
are the things.
everything that you do with purpose will always be worth it. Alam mo, kaninang umaga, kagabi, I was browsing yung mga tweet ko, no? And yung isang follower ko, meron siyang tinweet na nasa at a certain point, sabi niya, I am on a crossroad. Nakita ko, walang nagre-reply sa kanya, of course, parang walang nakakapansin sa kanya. Siguro ako, din ng mga followers niya. Tapos, I took this courage. Sabi mo nga, kahit isang tao lang. Kahit isang tao lang. So, I took this courage, no, to tell him, no, what crossed my mind while I was reading his tweet. Sabi kong ganon, for sure, ang Twitter, hindi ka bibigyan ng answer sa tanong mo. Sa crossroads, no, na nasa crossroad kang ganyan. Pero sabi ko, I am very sure that the tiny voice in your heart, no, if you learn how to listen to it, will give you a light to be able to make the next step. So tapos natulog na ako. Kaninang umaga, nag-reply siya. It was a shout, yes! I mean, yung ganun ba, no? Of course, yung mga advocacies mo are more, sabihin natin talagang mas marami yung nakaka-get sa yung mga messages, no? Pero yung mga simple reply na nakikita mo sa mga taong nangangailangan, no, ng tulong, sometimes hindi mo pwedeng i-close yung mata mo kasi tao yan hindi lang yan I don't know
hindi lang yung profile.
Yeah, hindi lang yung profile ng tweet. Tao yan nangangailangan ng tulong. Ito yung tanong ko ngayon, no? I mean, relating it to that experience that I have. Sa tatlong advocacy mo ipinopromote na to, sabi mo nakakapagod minsan pero okay lang kasi you see may mga contribution kang na ibibigay also, no? Paano nagre-respond yung mga taong nakakasalamuha mo, no, sa social media? Ano yung respond nila towards your advocacies? If you can cite some concrete examples, which you already mentioned, pero gusto ko lang kung merong isa, for example, dun sa leadership, kung isa sa advocacy, ngayon sa self-love, napakaganda.
Okay. Sige, bigyan ka 3 examples. No? Yeah, pero siguro before I answer, no, nag-resonate lang sa akin yung sinabi mo kanina. And congratulations, you were able to touch one life. And that's it. That's why we're here. No?
Yeah.
One by one person at a time. Yeah. You can change the world. Ika nga, no? So if you show that person kindness, I'm sure he will do the same to another. And another. So yun lang. I just really wanted to mention that. And on top of that, with my advocacies kasi ang nangyari, I thought it was just really giving out advice and stuff. But ang general statement that I get is that, thank you for inspiring me. So I realized that, that was my mission in life pala. Kasi Rome, before, you've known me for a long time. I always thought being in government was the only thing that I would, need to do, and that's it, I'm done. But then I realized it's just one of the whats. No? My why is really to inspire people every day. So as they say that I inspire, they inspire me more. So number one, dun sa servant leadership, bigyan tayo isang example. Merong nag-message sa akin na taga-gobyerno. Sabi niya, because this was after us, after 2016, and you know how difficult that can be working in government. And he said, sir, actually I already had my resignation letter ready. Kasi hindi ko na kaya. Pagod na ako, and then ang hirap pa. I don't agree with the leadership. So it's not. I thought it was not worth it. But when I saw your post, you reminded me why I joined government in the first place.
Wow.
Yeah, which is to serve people. Because there was a part in that letter that said, it's not about your difficulties. It's about the people you serve and the
Yeah.
impact they have in their lives. And he said, I realized no, na this is why I wanted to join government after college.
Yeah.
And you reminded me of that. So now I'm not going to submit my resignation letter. I'm going to give it one more chance. So thank you for that. So para, oh my. We need people like those in government. And I was happy that I was able to make him stay. So I told him, just keep on, and I'm here to listen. If you want to talk, have coffee, just let me know. And, let's exchange horror stories so that you'll know that you're not alone, and I'm here with you. So that's one. No? And then in the advocacy, I also got a message said, you know what, whenever I feel insecure, whenever I feel inadequate as a father, I go to that advocacy and I read the stories of the dads. Then it makes me feel that I'm not alone. And that we don't need to be perfect fathers, we just need to be real ones. So thank you for reminding me that every day. So, yun. So that, grabe. Yung mga ganong DM sa tatanggap mo, parang wow. It makes it all.
Oo, mapapawaw ka na lang.
Yes, no, parang wow, I have that impact pala on people's life. I thought it's just, a good quote and that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. But, to be able to inspire that, to keep on, to become better, by inspiring them with the stories of other dads, not my story. And I really don't like, promoting myself. It's really, I just want to feature other dads. So I'm very happy that other dads have been very generous as well. A lot of members of the Focolare also have shared. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
And then the third one naman is sa self-love. Ganun din, no? Yung iba naman, I was just, browsing through my messages and someone would say, thank you for posting this. I really woke up feeling so sad and depressed that I couldn't go on. But when I saw your message that it's time to pick myself and be in touch with the emotions, go through them, don't ignore them, go through them, process. You inspired me to go on today.
Yeah.
So yung mga ganon. You inspired me to love myself a little more.
Yeah.
Yun yung mga natatanggap kong. So yun naman yung mga nakakataba ng puso na parang wala ang pagod after you, di ba? I mean,
talaga, makakawala talaga ng pagod.
Exactly. So that is what keeps me going.
Keeps you going.
And I'm very happy that I get those types of messages from the people who follow me.
Oo. Nakikita ko how, alam mo, how dedicated you are sa mga ginagawa mo. No? Of course, nakilala na kita noon pa how much you give your heart to the work you are doing. This time, syempre, hindi lang 10% ang ibinibigay mo sa mga advocacies mo. Hindi lang 5% sa dad, hindi lang 5% sa tapos 70% sa family mo. Baka merong nakikinig sa atin ngayon na ka-age mo o younger sa'yo na nagsusumikap na isabuhay yung kanyang pagka-dad, pagka-tatay, pero marami rin siyang gustong commitments na i-welcome sa kanyang adventure. Ngayon, the word that I would like to bring to you and gusto kong marinig sa'yo, paano mo binibigyan ng balance itong commitment mo sa iyong advocacies, tapos you being dad to your daughter, si Zoe, and a husband to your wife, si Luan. Paano mo binibigyan ng balance? Kasi hindi ko naiisip na 10% lang dito, 10% lang dito, 5% doon, 20%. I don't know. Gusto kong marinig sa'yo, kahit briefly lang.
Well, just 2 words, time management. My friend, of course, Romena, what's guiding me through all these things that I do, my job, advocacies, everything else is family first.
Yeah.
Family first. So, what has worked for me? Noong una kasi, madali lang yung isa pa lang. Advocacy lang yung unang-una. Madali lang yun, pasundot-sundot. Just spend at maximum an hour because I just, I get the message, I put it in a social card, and then I post it, and then engage a bit, and then leave it there. That's it. But when this leadership advocacy came, and then the self-love, it became very stressful. At some point, I felt pressured to post something every day. So ang nangyari sa akin is like, no. I mean, I cannot be advocating for, let's say, being a good father if I can't be a father. I cannot advocate for to be a good leader if I spend all my time just posting and not being a leader in the company where I work in, right? And I cannot preach self-love if I am burning myself out to death. So what I agreed with myself, I made a deal with myself that after my work, I'll spend, let's say, an hour maximum on one advocacy, and then post it, and then just let it be. And I came up with a schedule. Like, for example, like before I used to post every day, but now I said there's really no need to post every day.
Yeah.
You post when you have something to say, not when you just want to say something. So I have a schedule. For example, MWF is advocacy, Tuesday, Thursday is leadership. So wala nang pressure. And then it's only an hour a day. And then sometimes I'm really lucky, Rome, no, while I'm taking a shower, a thought will come in, including the post and how it looks like. And then after shower, I'll just make it and post. But of course, it's not all the time. So I really sit down after work or even early in the morning. And then, but I stop. If nothing comes, then don't push yourself, right? So ganun lang, I have a schedule na maximum an hour a day lang yung dapat spend ko sa kasi dati I would napupuyat ako just thinking of what to post, and then I said that will dilute your message because you're just posting for the sake of posting, but you really have nothing to say really. So ganun, what I would suggest is come up with a schedule and stick to it. And again, don't put too much pressure on yourself because your advocacy will still be there tomorrow. Your followers will still be there tomorrow. Right? And what will keep them is if you churn out good content. And churning out good content means really thinking about it, not just pressuring yourself and coming up with something and post, right? So yun lang, have a schedule, stick to it. And of course, family first. When it's done, when the hour's done, it's done. It's all for family and everything else. And then weekends, I don't post anymore. During weekends, it's really for the family. So whatever is needed.
Yeah, thank you for that. Very talagang bullseye. Alam mo, merong dumating sa akin na napaisip lang ako. Kasi marami ng mga influencers all these years at a certain point, at a certain moment of their life, of their career, talagang marami silang mga nai-influensya ng mga tao. Pero dumating din sa punto nila, I have known some, dumating din sa punto nila na parang they are in their lowest moments. For example, meron siyang mga millions of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, tapos bigla na lang makikita mo yung post niya. Parang nasa siya, nalilito na siya kung papaano niya isasabuhay yung buhay niya mismo. Dumating na ba sa punto na ganito yung naranasan mo o na-feel mo at a certain moment of your life? Kung oo, siguro merong nakikinig din sa atin, no? Na minsan nakakaranas din sila ng low moments. Ano ang, from your heart, anong gusto mong sabihin?
Well, sobrang nakarelate ako dun sa sinabi mo. But I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers and about. Anyway, never mind how many followers I have. It's just, I can relate to that because, as I said, social media can be a toxic place. It can be, you can try to be a positive force. Pero talagang, ang mahirap is that you will tend to compare yourself with others.
Yes, of course.
And that brings pressure and then loneliness.
Yes.
Even if you have millions of followers, you'll still feel lonely because you feel like, the people there don't really get you. And sometimes, itong problema din naman. And at some point, I was also like this. You become a clout chaser. Yung all you're after are likes, follows, and then it becomes your source of validation. Yun yung sad doon na you feel like the quality of your post is based on how many people liked it.
Yeah.
Merong time na ganyan ako nung I was in my high na parang, wow, people are liking what I say. Today I got 300, tomorrow I'll get 4, and then tomorrow I'll get 5, and I'll get 1,000. Parang, whoa. No? And I told myself, JR, that's not why you're here. That's why I could relate to that, because at some point I felt like it was all about likes and engagement. How many people. What's good is to remind yourself why you did it in the first place. I always go back to that first post. Why did I post it? I posted because I wanted people to feel that they're not alone, that I could understand them, that they can always talk to me or something like that.
Yeah.
And that brings me back. Wait. It doesn't matter if 1 or 2 people like your post. If that post affected 1 person, that's great. Okay na yun. No? And your metric shouldn't be how many followers or likes you have or you get. Medyo mahirap yun.
Yeah.
Ano yun? Parang paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Kasi akala mo, kung marami nag-like, maganda. Tapos kung hindi naman eh. Diba? It's your truth. It's something you said, it doesn't make it invalid. It's just, the other post just resonated more. It doesn't make your post any less.
Yeah.
And the pressure is there to be like the others. No? There will always be someone who will have more followers than you. And there will always be someone who will have more engagement than you.
Yeah, of course.
For me, what helped is to think, you know what, it's not a competition. It's not a competition. It's really to get your message out there. So it's always a constant reminder to myself. Remember your why. Why did, for the advocacy, you're there. It's not about you being the #1 dad, or it doesn't matter if someone recognizes you as a good dad. It's helping others become a good dad.
Yeah.
So, kaya ngayon, Romeno, I don't post as regularly kasi dati talagang kailangan ko. I felt like, I need to get 200 likes today for my day to be complete. Ganon, merong point na ganon. No? Pero I realized, also talking with some friends who are also in social media, I guess influencers in a sense, they told me, you just have to remember why you're there. And don't look at the numbers anymore. Kasi before I would check engagement, ilan ang na-reach, ilan ang nag-like, ilan ang nag-like ng profile ko because of this. Now I don't even. I'm more interested in the conversations that happen underneath. Kasi dun mas yung enriching And ito siguro one more thing, one last thing about this topic na I'm sure it's easier said than done. But for me, I no longer wish to be, it's no longer my goal to be called an influencer. When it comes to my thoughts, I'd rather be thought of as a thought leader. Yung ganun na lang. Someone who inspires conversation. Or someone who inspires people. I don't want to influence anyone to do something or anything or go this way or go that way. I just want to inspire people to be better. So, influencer kasi comes with, it's a double-edged sword. And then kasi meron ding revenue,
Tama.
Diba? Kasi the more followers you have, like for me, brands have come to me to promote their stuff. I also have to strike a balance now. Like in the advocacy, for example, there was this company who approached me. They were asking me to promote instant noodles. I know that it's bad for your health. I didn't take it. Yung mga ganon. So, your goal should be clear and your why should be clear. However, there are people who really go into it to earn revenue. So more power to you. But I would just advise on don't put too much pressure on yourself. Because you're gonna burn out. And then social media will become a sad place and they will post sad things. And no one will get you, even if you have millions of followers. They won't. So, balance lang siguro. Sorry, hindi siya brief, pero yun kasi experience.
Really kasi maganda rin naman ang sinabi mo. Kasi napaka-importante din na talagang makita ng isang taong gumagamit ng social media kung saan siya patungo at kung ano ang dahilan kung bakit nasa social media siya. I like also yung sinabi mo kasi hindi na yung gusto kong ma-maintain yung status ko na influencer. Pero ito talaga yung gusto kong i-push, no? Na ang mga posts, ang paggamit ng social media talaga is to build relationships.
Exactly.
At a certain point, makikita mo rin at napapansin natin, no? There were instances also na yung mga nagko-commit ng suicide, meron silang mga posts before they commit the suicide.
Yes.
Makikita mo rin, no, napaka-extreme din ng mga nangyayari sa paggamit ng social media. Or meron akong nakilala na isang mother, no? Isang mother, imagine sa Facebook siya nagrarant regarding yung kanyang anak. Sabi kong gano'n, saan nagkamali? O siguro talaga yung nawawala talaga yung why in the first place, bakit ako nasa social media? Why at bakit magpo-post ako ng ganitong klaseng posts? Diba? So, minsan siguro mga tao nami-mislead lang, minsan, siguro hindi rin nila nakokontrol yung kanilang mga emotions. But gusto ko yung sinabi mo na not so much because of the likes that you post, that you are after these likes, that you are after the number of the posts, but more so yung ma-maintain mo yung focus mo kung ano yung why mo, bakit ka nagpo-post.
Napakahalaga nun, Rome, kasi, di ba, like, as you said kanina, may nakita kang influencer na tila ligaw na. Because if you always go with the tide, go with the fad, kung ano yung uso to get more engagement, you will become lost. And you will forget sino ka ba sa social media. So you have to maintain, and then again, of course, building bridges, building relationships. No? The social media, it was supposed to connect us, but now it's causing disunity.
Sometimes it divides us, diba?
Yeah, so if we become agents of relationship building, I mean, the better. If you use social media properly, like for example, that mother, instead of using social media, na-disconnect siya sa anak niya. Instead of talking it person to person, naging social media. So, mahalaga talaga, no? Remind yourself why you're there.
We are in the last moment of our interview, no? Gusto ko lang, of course, na-share mo na kung saan ka nang galing, kung ano yung mga pakay mo, kung ano yung mga pinopromote mo, kung ano yung nasa puso mo na gusto mong i-communicate, no? Pero, where do we go from here? Where do you go from here?
Actually, meron ng mga nasisimulan. Like for example, dun sa leadership.
Yes.
Na-i-invite na tayo sa mga talks, no, sa government agencies, private companies, youth groups as well. I've been invited to be advisor for youth groups. That's what I enjoy the most. So, ang bala ko ituloy yung mga ganyan.
Okay.
Hindi na maghintay ng imbitasyon, kundi gumawa na talaga ng mga modules para ituro, lalo na sa mga kabataan. So yun yung next for leadership. Sa advocacy naman, gusto ko na ng actual training for that. For example, ito iniisip ko, Romea. First few workshops or seminars that I will do face-to-face. Number one is, meron akong kausap na salon. Nagkakaroon ako ng teaching session sa mga dads kung how to tie our daughter's hair.
Okay.
We'll go to a salon and may tuturo sa amin. Paano mag-ponytail, paano mag-braid, paano mag-ganito, ganyan. Paano magsuklay ng buhok ng anak na babae. And then, ang isa pang binabala ko is tuturuan yung mga dads how to prepare the lunch of their kids.
Wow.
Mga baon. So, siguro in a room, we'll have someone who teaches how to do bento lunches. And we'll learn how to do it practically. Kasi that's how I learned. Nagkaroon ako ng childbirth preparation class before Luan gave birth. So I knew how to change diapers. Mga ganon. Again, experience is the best teacher, right? And then yung isa pa is, as simple as how to do laundry and how to iron kids' uniform. So yun, magkakaroon naman ganyan in the next few weeks or months. So magsisimula na tayo magkaroon ng face-to-face workshops. Advocacy events, ganyan. No? Actually, gusto ko siyang gawin right before the pandemic, pero na-pandemic tayo. So, yun, itutuloy ko na siya.
Matutuloy na.
And then yung sa isa, medyo bago pa lang siya. So, I guess it's also talks on self-love and taking care of yourself, mental health as well. I'm an advocate of that. So ganun lang, no? Start small and then who knows?
Yeah.
It can be a big thing. Like in the advocacy, in-expect ko na it's gonna be a regular thing. Maybe every Saturday we have a workshop and more dads will learn. And if you can change one dad at a time, you get to change the world one dad at a time, di ba?
Oh, tama,
So,
tama.
yeah. So this was next for me. I mean, I don't think I'll be taking on any more new advocacies.
Yes.
I'll focus on the 3, and then I'm planning to do more of live and face-to-face engagements para we get to touch them. Kasi iba pa rin yung magkaharap kayo. Diba?
Tama.
Iba pa rin yung nakascreen. So yun lang naman.
Wow.
Small events. Na
magaganda yan. Ha? I look forward to that. I hope at least sa isang face-to-face gathering, I can be present also to be able to cover
sure, definitely.
Event, no?
Gusto mo, gawin pa natin sa bukas palad yung mga ibang events, di ba? So
tama.
We can teach the dads there
of
also.
Of course.
Diba?
Maganda rin yung mga linkages na pwedeng gawin, no? Hindi lang.
Exactly.
Of course, advocacy, mga dads yan. Pero siguro yung mga moms on the other side of the room. Tapos sa isang room, yung mga bata naman.
Perfect. We can easily do that because yung mga mom groups that I know are very supportive. They invite me to their events. They interview me as well. So there's a good linkage between mom and the few dad groups out there. So we can do something for the whole family. That will help. So definitely I'm willing to partner with anyone.
Wow. Thank you very much, JR, for this wonderful moment. No, para sa akin talagang very enriching yung mga ibinahagi mo sa atin ngayon, no? For sure, yung ating mga viewers sa New City, yung ating mga New City friends who continue to follow yung ating ang trabaho ng New City, no? We hope that this moment with JR Santiago has at least given you an inspiration, no? How to move ahead, no, in your own personal advocacy, whether in your personal life or in your social life, in your community life, no. For sure, marami pang mga pagkakataon tayong mag-meet together, and we will promise you, we are going to bring yung mga face-to-face event ni JR Santiago sa ating social media, at least para ma-follow nyo din at makita nyo yung mga resulta ng kanyang mga ginagawa. So again, thank you very much sa New City friends natin, sa mga sponsors natin, sa mga donors natin who continue to support New City para it will go ahead. And then of course, thank you very much, JR, for this moment that you have shared with us.
Thank you for the opportunity, and I always enjoy these kinds of conversations, and if we get to inspire people to do the same, all the better. And siguro my final message for today, before I go, is, sinabi ko na rin to before, but if you have something to say, if you have a truth to tell to people, go ahead, say it. And as I always say, shout from the rooftops if you have to. Borrowing from the Focolari language. But shout from the rooftops. Let people know that there's a positive force out there. And inspire them. Shout from the rooftops. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat. So we take that word. I would like to borrow yung style ni Rico Hizon, no? That I watch almost every day, yung kanyang news sa CNN Philippines, no? Pag mag-end siya, meron siyang mga quotations, no? And I would like to take that quotation for New City today. Shout from the rooftops. Maraming salamat, JR Santiago.